first segment, which is Market Watch, is where we get to talk about the 3 top stories in the world of business. We pretty much just look at them and you give us your thoughts on them, just your, what comes to mind when you look at the stories. All right. And then afterwards, we go into the big topic of the day, which is a segment we call Insider Tips. But first, let's do Market Watch. Are you ready?
Go ahead.
Okay, great. All right, so the very first one here has to do with multi-choice cutting DSTV decoder price by 50% to attract subscribers. If you follow this particular industry, you would know that the streaming services have really taken an interesting part of the market share in recent times. And now, could that be why they are forced to do a 50% slash? So it's dropped from 20,000 naira to 10,000 naira. The company just announced this. What comes to your mind when you see this kind of story? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes. Can you hear me? I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, come back again.
Okay, so I said MultiChoice Nigeria has slashed the price of its DSTV decoder by 50%. And now it's dropped from 20,000 naira to 10,000 naira. Of course, just how many months ago that it was increased, and people really, people protested and said this wasn't good. And then the fact that it's happening at a time that they are dragging market share with streaming services, what comes to your mind?
Well, for us, the major issue is not about the dropping of the how much the decoder, cost of decoder and all of that, but the subscription, which is a monthly thing, and that is where the interest is. And for some of us, we share with this opinion. We share this opinion rather that people should rather do pay as you go. Whatever you pay for, whatever you use, you pay for. So this issue of dropping decoder price for us. Possibly is just to divert attention for us. That is the clear truth for us. So for us, if you want to do something that impact very well on the public, let people pay for what they use. And the number of hours of times they don't use those products, you allow them. So that is it for us.
Okay, now that's very interesting. And we'll look to see how that still pans out for them. And then we have riders threatening protests over failed CNG tricycle that was promised them. Now let's see what that story is about. The National Commercial Tricycle and Motorcycle Owners and Riders Association, and they are calling on the presidency to fulfill their campaign promise of 2,000 CNG tricycles, warning that failure to do so may trigger a nationwide peaceful protest. And what do you think? Is this supposed to be this way?
Yeah, you don't make promises and you don't fulfill them. When you make promises, of course, people will take you up on those promises. You have made promise to Nigerians that you're going to cushion the effect of this hike and all of that. You have to actually come out and fulfill the promise. Of course, the hardship is much. It's hard. It's too hard and biting on citizens. So if you have made promise that you're going to provide CNG buses, you're going to do this, you have to make it available. People should be able to feel it. People should be able to say, oh yes, promise made, promise kept. So you don't just promises on just because you want to make promises.
All right, and that's it on Market Watch. We'll just do 2 stories today. Of course, we'll get to open up more. And if you do not follow the news, I think you really should. If you're a business owner, you should follow the news, understand how it affects you. On the Market Watch, you just unbundle it as much as we can. So yes, Market Watch over time for insider tips. And on Insider Tips today, I already told you we're looking at this shelved protest. If you do not know, oil marketers, that's filling station owners, were going to go on a protest. And somehow they had meetings with the Port Harcourt Refinery management and they had to shelve this protest. And so the chairman, my guest is the chairman of Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of NUPENG. And he's joined me on the show because he's the one that told us this. And he's joining me on the show to help us understand better what really is going on, not just with that, not just with the sale of these products, but also perhaps at the Port Harcourt Refinery to understand how things pan out. And he's joined me now. But first, we'll go on a break, Uche. Chairman, let's go on that break now. When we return, we'll delve even deeper. We'll get to understand whether we're still going to see more increment or this is the highest it will ever be. I see comments coming in predicting that it could be higher by December. You also let us know if that is true or not. It's Talking Figures on 92.3 Nigeria Info FM. My name is Choma Izenwafo. And if you have thoughts, if you're listening and you want to share your thoughts, yes, we'll get to open the phone lines at some point. But for now, you can drop your messages on WhatsApp 0809 030 6416. Yes, 0809 030 6416. That's the WhatsApp number. Just messages. Do not call the number, please. All right, so we'll go on that break. When we return, we'll talk more. Oh, yes. Welcome back. 90 or 92.3 Nigeria Info Talking Figures. And yes, it's time for Insider Tips, the segment where we delve into the bigger topic. And today we're getting into the heart of the issue that almost sparked a protest right here in Port Harcourt. Yes, independent fuel marketers were set to down tools at the Port Harcourt Refinery over sudden diesel price hikes. And it wasn't that it was increased once or twice, it was increased 3 times in just 3 days. And the refinery, as we all know, is yet to resume, even though we're told that the process of restarting was on, but that's another topic for another day. We'll probably look at it some other time. But the fact that it happened when we know that the refinery is yet to resume full operation, and then why do we have these price hikes, and who is calling the shots, and what does it mean for small businesses, transporters, and everyday Nigerians like you and I who are already battling inflation? What does this mean for us? Joining us live right here, he's joined via telephone, the chairman of the Independent Marketers Association of Nigeria, the branch of NUPENG, and he's here to help us understand. Of course, you know that NUPENG is Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers. He's the man at the center of it all, and he was in that closed-door meeting that led to that protest being shelved. And so what it's happened, and he tells us what really happened and what happens next. Thank you so much, Chairman, for joining us on Talking Figures today.
Thank you so much. First and foremost, my name is Comrade Udunwo Uche Stanley, the chairman of Independent Marketers Branch of NUPENG. Workers Union.
Yeah.
That is where I am.
Yeah, let us start with the basics now. What exactly triggered this planned protest at the Port Harcourt Refinery?
Okay, very clearly, like your introduction points out, increment the prices of products is the basic matter here. Within 3 days or so, you are increasing from one point to the other. You produce increment of 335 naira was the price for automotive gas oil, that's geodiesel. Okay, the increase from 935 to 980. From 980 within another space of 1 day or two, increasing to 1,130 naira. And at every point, marketers had already made payments for loading. If a marketer paid 935 naira for loading, he's expected to load out. But within this period, you loaded the marketer whom you said you have product, he paid his money, you have not loaded him. The next second, you are increasing to 980 naira. The marketer is expected to source for money, go to the bank or some partners and get extra money and pay what we call differential. After that payment, it's also expected that you allow the marketer to load. The marketer was not able to load. The next minute, you are now increasing. You are saying you are increasing to 1,130 naira. Okay? So
right.
What does it do? There was a spontaneous response to that yesterday. That's actually the issue yesterday. It was a spontaneous response to all these increments. And how can you talk about we have our crude here? What does that have to do with Israel, Iran, and all of that? International oil and all of that? Where we have crude here, and then we are supposedly are supposed to refine here. So why do we talk about price impact? What is happening at the national global market? And if globally now as we speak, the tension is low. So why don't you want to allow people load? If you go to some private tanks, they are selling for about 1,000, between 1,040 and 1,030. Why will NNPC or NNPCL now talk about 1,130? We are supposed to sell lower than others.
Okay. Now,
higher.
Now, can you talk to us about their explanation? When you had the meeting that led to you shelving this protest, what was said to you?
Okay, the explanation is for them is what is happening world over that is impacting on it. And then the argument is we know these are stock you already have here, okay? And you said we should make payment, and marketers made payments. So ordinarily, haven't paid, you have to also release the products to them. You cannot say because something happened somewhere, and then you have to impart on your price. You can increase price, okay, but not within those that have already paid you. The monies are already in your system. Okay, you have received their money. You have confirmed this money, the receipt of these monies. So you cannot give them the product. That's the issue.
Okay. Now, what I want to understand again is what led to you shelving the protest? What did they say to you that helped you decide to not go on the protest anymore?
Well, actually, what they said they needed to have their meetings. They have a different strata of meetings and all of that. So they needed to talk with MD. They needed to talk with some other persons and different bands. So it's not a one-man thing according to them. So we decided to hold on and see what happens between that yesterday and today. I think today we've also engaged them. But the thing is it, they want to resume oppression, that is load out their own mega products, and then allow the ordinary man, the man with no name, to languish. They don't care where you get your money from. Individuals, ordinary individuals, marketers, then you are just interested in what happens. Oh, let's get our own product, let's get this, let's get that. That is the problem. And people are saying, no, we can't do that. You can't load until you are set to load everybody at that same price, which we have paid. By the time you come for the product, okay, if you like to buy at their new price, you buy. If you don't like, you go and buy gari or fish or whatever. But as it stands, somebody has paid from 935 to 980. From 980 again, you are saying you should come and pay 1,130. It's not on anywhere.
But then critics will say that independent marketers are also part of the problem. I mean, from hoarding to this same kind of price increase. I mean, I from between Monday and today, I've bought at different prices, entering the same filling station. Panic-induced supply controls. What's your response to this?
Yeah, like I said, I am the chairman of Independent Marketers Branch of NUPENG, a workers' union.
Yes.
What the independent marketers you spoke about, it depends on what they buy. For example, if somebody buys from NMPC at this price of 1,130 naira, you can't expect him to sell the same thing with somebody that bought maybe at 1,020 naira from some other depot. Some persons may have bought from maybe Matrix or Masters or Box Strategy or even NDPR. What they buy, they sell according to what they buy. Okay, so but if you want us to have the prices to have some human face, you need as a lead company, as the major company, okay, where we are expected to produce from. You are supposed to give us at a very minimal level where people can do business and survive. A truck of product is over 50 million.
All right. Just to get your own side of, when we say independent marketers, we're thinking of filling station owners. If you are in NUPENG, what does that mean? If you have this IPMAN of NUPENG, what does that mean? I think you should unbundle that so that we'll get it clear.
What we have IPMAN is this marketers association. That is an association of marketers, association of oil, companies, owners of private companies, okay, who sell at different stations. We also have a Petron, association of owners of filling stations. And then for us, we are a union where all the workers, independent workers, representing all the workers of independent marketers. Okay?
So
And
everybody
the
that
owners,
works in these filling stations, is that correct?
not just the filling station, we are talking about workers in the
Oil and gas.
different depots.
Okay.
At the refinery,
Okay.
at the depots.
Okay. Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Mm.
And now with this understanding, how does this?
Who are expected to load this product and take to the different stations?
Okay. Okay. Now I understand. Now let's look at how the operations run at the refinery. How long does it take you to load a single truck?
It doesn't take more than. It shouldn't take you more than all things being equal. You just drive from the park, the truck park. You get to the gantry and then you are off. It doesn't take much time. Except there are bureaucratic things here and there. If all things being equal, it doesn't take you more than 1 hour to drive in and drive out.
All right. The phone lines are open at this point. It's Talking Figures on 92.3 Nigeria Info. And we've been looking at this protest that nearly happened at the Port Harcourt Refinery yesterday. And we had the chairman of the Independent Marketers branch of NUPENG. And they are the people that work at the depots, the people that work with these various filling stations. And they are the ones that decided to express their displeasure by protesting the increment of diesel in particular. 3 times in 3 days, they say it went from 900 and something to 1,100 and something. And they said it was unacceptable. And then after a meeting, they decided to shelve that protest. And he's here and he's explained it all. We have a lot. But I would like to get your thoughts if you're listening to me right now. What are your thoughts when you think about these increments? I mean, diesel isn't the only one increasing. Petrol has also increased. Cooking gas has also increased. As a business owner, where is this pinching you the most? The phone lines are open 0817-923-0002. You can also call 0817-923-0003. And yes, the WhatsApp number remains 0809-030-6416. Where is this pinching you the most? Diesel has gone up. Chairman, at the moment, are you able to load out products at the moment?
At the moment, there's been a stalemate since.
Okay, so there's a stop. Are we going to see scarcity as a result of this stoppage?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
We have a loading at other private depots.
Okay, all right. So now, so we can say that the current price is 1,100 plus. Is that correct? It hasn't been reviewed downwards.
Yeah, for diesel. Yeah.
Okay, so WhatsApp number 0809-030-6416 is the WhatsApp number. Please do not call that number. Just send your messages on WhatsApp, and the phone lines are open at this point. And we are live on Facebook, by the way. We are also live on YouTube, and we are asking, where does this pinch you the most? Cooking gas is up, petrol is up, and now diesel. To the extent the frequency of the increment nearly led to a protest. Let's call it drama at the refinery before the meeting that stopped it. What do you think, and how do you feel about this? Just because it's not a tradition, I'm going to do it. Let's start with the comment on Facebook. You know, I told you we're live there, right? Yes, we're live on Facebook at Nigeria Info PH, at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. That's where we're live. Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. And then on Facebook at Nigeria at 92.3 PH. All right. So on X as well at Nigeria Info PH. Okay, and I have a comment here from Belema Fibika. He says December is near. This is how they take advantage of the poor Nigerians. I'm going to let you respond to that, Chairman. But first, I would like to pick a call or two, and then we'll get right back to also see how you are managing the expectations we all have of the Port Harcourt Refinery as they do their turnaround maintenance. Hello, good afternoon. Hello, good afternoon.
I'm Menasu. Yes, I'm Menasu. Yes. I want to ask your chairman, the man on the Yes. I want to ask him a question.
Okay.
The question now is increment. Now, price regulation. Who regulates the price? Because in animal farm, we are told by George Orwell, written by George Orwell, that all animals are equal. But some are more equal than the others. Now we have NUPENG, we have Pengasen, we have Hypnot. Who regulates the price? Kerosene, PMS, diesel, and what have you? Price regulation. That is what I'm asking. Which of these organizations regulate the price? Thank you so much.
Okay. Chairman, did you hear the question?
No, I didn't get him clearly.
Okay, the caller is asking who regulates the price, whether it's kerosene, whether it's diesel, whether it's petrol, who regulates the prices of these products?
He's asking who regulates the price.
Yes.
In terms of the at the stations or at the pickup points.
Which one are you aware of, and which one can you tell us at this point?
This system, what we are talking about here is the price. The price regulation has a body. Okay.
Yes. No. Well, let's look at what you said has increased. That's the Port Harcourt Refinery? Is that Port Harcourt Refinery? They are the ones that increase the price of the product you're talking about.
The increment might not is not done by Port Harcourt Refinery per se. I mean, as in those here on ground. The increment is made by Abuja.
Where in Abuja? Abuja is plenty. Okay, Abuja is plenty.
The towers now, NMPC towers.
Okay. NMPC towers, you say? That response actually opens up a Pandora box when you think about NMPC, because, I mean, anyways, let's not go there. Let's just take another call. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, Mr. Zion, I'm calling you from Port Harcourt. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mr. Zion.
I guess you are familiar with the word market forces. That is a criminal arrangement against Nigerians. And that is why God sent Dangote to start delivering these products.
We cannot hear you again, Mr. Zion.
Hello.
It's quite low. We're struggling to hear. If you could call back, that would be great. But you're actually, from the initial one you said, that was clear. Okay, Chairman, the caller was talking about market forces and how that hasn't helped Nigerians. Market forces hasn't helped Nigerians, hasn't helped the downstream sector. I'm sure that that's what he was trying to say before that network interference. Let's see if he's the one calling back now. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Okay, go on.
Better. So my very good friend in the studio, you see all these organizations in the petroleum industry, all of them, none can exonerate itself. They are there to make gains from the sweat and pains of Nigerians. I've listened attentively. They call off the strike. What is the reason of calling off the strike? Is it that the price will not be increased anymore? Will the price be available? Why did they call off the price at the strike? Because even them peanuts. They have given them crumbs. Go and take. Forget about this. You're not the one suffering now. And Nigerians, they suffer. Are you Nigerian? Collect your own. This is a criminal arrangement against the people.
Okay.
When we have our Nigeria, we have what to call the PPRA, Price Regulatory Agency. Where is that body today? When they are talking about, let us make it this year, I shouted, don't accept that. Don't accept that. They say, what are you saying, Mr. Zion? Look at what NNPCL is doing to Nigeria now. And let's flip the story. You say it's a private liability company. Use the word private. So why are they still the sole charger of the Nigerian petroleum industry? Is that not a criminal arrangement?
Okay, Mr. Zion.
Look at this organization, man. The Dangote group, like I was trying to elucidate, they told us that, look, we are going to supply this product direct to the customers, direct to our consumer. Thank God they have given us 4,000 trucks that will do that. Are you aware the same organizations are blocking the Dangote group not to actualize decision?
Not this organization. Ipman supports Dangote's distribution plan.
And what is the action towards that?
Yeah, Ipman supports that distribution plan.
You were here when Petron was against and demonized the move of Dangote. What was the position of this Ipman and NUPENG? What was their position? These were the same people that fight against Goodluck Jonathan when he was in office.
Mr. Zion, we would like to allow others to also contribute before we wrap up, okay? Thank you so much for your contribution. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon, Nigeria.
Yes, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Costa Mega, good afternoon. I did Dakuku from Apokeche.
Okay, Dakuku.
So, you are talking about this protest over the NNPC, independent market at home.
Yes.
Hello?
Yes.
So, let me tell you, my brother. All these are protests we are talking in this time around. Protest ended when Obasanjo was a president. That is when protest. And all these ones who are conducting protests in this country, it's for their own benefit. When the president come out and say few of the officials, the protest will be dissolved, not in country. Look at how much I'm going to tell you now. Costa Mega. You know, you always travel from your place to the office. How much food do you spend before you be able to get out? What am I talking about? Nigerians are not ready. If they are ready, they will protest 2-3 days. Government will know that nothing is happening. All the whole refinery, everything will shut down. Let everybody know. No airport will resist. They say that they will pick up.
All right.
People, they say no. Let's don't forget about that.
Okay, Dakuku.
The hunger authorities are not touching those people. I'm just telling you. What kind of country are we?
Okay, Dakuku, we have to go now. Thank you so much for your contribution. The phone lines are still buzzing, but let's quickly go to WhatsApp now as we wrap up. We have one from Augustine Joseph. He sent this in from Omagua. He says, every time increments on the price of goods and services, including price of petroleum, how do they expect business owners to cope with the high price of goods and services? Some of these people barely feed. To more of subscription to DSTV, they are not helping matter at all because cost of living wants to kill the living. And that's from Augustine Joseph. The phone lines are still buzzing. Oh, let's take more messages from WhatsApp now. And it says, good afternoon to you, Madam Choma. Why is it that the product sellers did not want to load, and why would they refuse to load them for what they have paid for already? That means there is racketeering. He says all these shenanigans will fall back on the ordinary man that buy fuel from the filling station. It's really preposterous, you say. And that's from Ipalibo Taylor Harry. Final thoughts now, Mr. Uche. What is it? First of all, is there any form of racketeering going on at the refinery at this point? Can you confirm this?
The issue here is not the issue of racketeering. The issue here is issue of prices not being stable, prices not the players not being considerate, and then increasing prices without actually looking at the human part, that a marketer or somebody should have product, get money, pay for product. He has not gotten the product, you increase it the first time, the second time, and even the third time. That's the issue here.
Okay.
The issue here is the issue of price.
But then with that issue, yes, we know that's the issue. But then can you tell us if there is any racketeering going on at the refinery at this point?
Within this period, that's exactly what I'm saying. I don't think there's something like that for the now.
Going on. Okay, final thoughts now, Uche. What assurances can you give to business owners? I mean, who are the actual end users already grappling with high operating costs due to diesel prices? Should they brace up for more shocks or expect some stability soon?
Yeah. There is hope because from our engagement, I think between now and the next 3 days, I think the prices will. I think they will come back because we have pushed in a lot of points. We have raised our concerns and points. So we want it immediate, but of course we know they have to also sit down and look at one thing or the other. But we are sure, very sure, that they will reason with us and they will bring down the price.
Thank you so much, Mr. Uche Stanley Udunwo, Chairman of the Independent Marketers Branch of NUPENG. Thank you so much for making time for Talking Figures today.
Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. And that's it on Talking Figures today. We'll be back on Wednesday. Yes, Talking Figures is every Wednesday, 2 p.m. What do we do?
Stay with us. Nigeria Info.